Okay, so as a recap, what are the ways to solve a quadratic equation? Okay, so you can factor it to then find the solutions. What else can you do? Good, you can solve using the quadratic equation. And what's the one of the last ways that we did very briefly? Square method. You can square, so if you do not have a plain x value, you just have x squared is equal to, say, 4. Square both sides, and x is equal to plus or minus 2. So there are 3 ways to solve. What should we check for first? Your GCF. Is there a GCF here? No, there is not. So what do? You try X method. I would try the X method, yes. So we have to look for a number that multiplies to get 5 but adds to get 4. Is there a number that multiplies to get 5 but adds to get 4?
Well, 5 and 1 multiply to get 5.
But they don't add to get 4. So do we have any numbers that multiply to get 5 but add to get 4?
Not positive.
No. So what do we have to do?
Quadratic.
The quadratic formula. What is the quadratic formula?
X is equal to negative b plus
It's mostly from.
square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
All right. And what is our a value? 1. Not x squared, 1. And what's our b value? And c. Good. So what am I going to replace that b with? Plus or minus 4 squared is how much? Minus 4 times a, which is a and c. And what's my a term again? Good. So from here, I have to simplify. What is 4 times 1 times 5? 20. So what is 16 minus 20?
Negative 4.
Still over 2. What do I do from here? Good. After you have simplified all that you can, you deal with the square root. You deal with the radical. So, what is the square root of a negative 4? Right. What is the square root of 4? And what's the square root of a negative? I. So this becomes 2i. Over 2 still. What is the last and final step? Divide everything by 2, right? They all have a factor of 2, so I can take a 2 out of all of them. What's 4 divided by 2? And what's 2 divided by 2? And 2 divided by 2. So this becomes negative 2 plus or minus I. And I'm done. Any questions on this problem? Do you see where you went wrong? Most people got up to this third step very well, but then the simplifying is what got them. Some people, for some reason, forgot to write plus or minus after your negative b. It's always negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac.